Early in the interview process, I recognized St. John's as a Christian community that is grateful to God for many gifts received and also committed to sharing those gifts with others outside of this community. I saw that in particular in worship, in music, and in the outreach program. When you come to St. John's, clearly you recognize immediately that worship is highly valued here. Worship is something that is thoughtfully prepared and creatively executed. And that's a tradition that this community continues to receive from the generations that have gone before us. And that commitment to beautiful worship is something that distinguishes St. John's. And it's also something that the leaders of this community have been committed to offering that worship as a gift beyond this community. For example, during the pandemic, that was apparent when there were creative efforts to offer worship outside and also to offer worship online. Also, I think it's incredibly impressive that St. John's has made a commitment to Hughes Rehabilitation Center, which is just a little bit north on Highland Street, and that weekly leaders from St. John's on Sunday mornings go to that community to spread the gospel, to take the Eucharist, to sing hymns, to say prayers, and in that way to give thanks to God for the wonderful gift of worship that we have here at St. John's, but to go outside of this sanctuary and to take that gift and to share it with other people. In the example of music, that is also something that's highly valued here at St. John's. Clearly, that is something that distinguishes this community. And that gift that has been received and celebrated here is not just used here or not just enjoyed by those who come to worship here. It's also offered and shared beyond the worshiping sanctuary on Sunday morning, so that music is offered to the larger West Hartford and Hartford community in the form of a free concert that happens on a regular basis, or in the form of a kids' music camp. Those, again, are examples of this gratitude to God for our gifts that we've received, but a commitment to share those gifts. And the final example is the commitment to the outreach program. Leaders of St. John's identified areas where our vulnerable neighbors are particularly challenged. For example, food insecurity, inadequate housing, unequal education, and access to that education. And so the leaders of St. John's have made an effort to financially support ministries and programs that will help our marginalized neighbors in those specific areas. Again, that's a faithful kind of stewardship of our resources that illustrates gratitude to God for our many blessings and a commitment to share those with others who are outside of our community. And that sharing of those gifts also takes the form of making sandwiches for loaves and fishes. It takes the form of passing out vegetables on Sunday morning after our worship, and it also takes the form of passing out blessing bags when neighbors come to this community seeking assistance. I continue to be impressed by the way that that interplay illustrates this community and this community's faithfulness to God's mission here. And what about you? I wonder what you love about St. John's Church. I invite you to think about answering that question and identifying what ways are you grateful for the many gifts that you've received here at St. John's, and praying and discerning how you might be called to share those gifts with others and to be a part of God's mission here in this community.